Once you have the land out of the county, will you need permits to build, or have to worry about the EPA or other governmental agencies not allowing you to build a house? So, David, if you have land that's not a party to a county, there's no lawful requirement for you to pull a permit with the county or with the city to get anything done on that property, period. I know that there's attorneys are pulling out their hair right now listening to that. That's because they are programmed to think that way. But what you asked was a very specific question. If it's not in the county registry, there is no jurisdiction over that property, period. Period. What are they going to do? How are they going to gain jurisdiction over it? By that time, you don't have a mailbox. By that time, you don't, you've got that property free and clear of all encumbrances. Now, you're going to obviously want to use a professional construction crew, and they might, most don't, but they might have a problem not having permits, but most don't. But there is no lawful requirement to get permission. And listen to me. There's 60 people listening. I really want you to hear what I'm about to say. If you think I'm full of crap about private versus public, you think I'm full of crap about taxation in the element of a PMA or a foundation or something that's unregistered, go back to Disney, Walt Disney, who found a guy in Anaheim who they couldn't acquire his land patent. They couldn't force him to sell because he had a land patent. Got that notion in his head, went to Florida, procured a county-sized piece of patent, county-sized patent. What does Disney not have to do? Pay taxes at all. To whom? The state. Why? Because they're a membership organization and private. I guarantee there's public side elements of what they do over there. And there may be even allowing the local law enforcement, which I've seen the local law enforcement drive on their land. But you know what? They are not allowed to pull people over on Disney's property. Sheriffs are not allowed to pull people over. Now, you harm another individual, I'm sure they can do something about it with Walt Disney's permission. Walt Disney does not pay state taxes on that property, on that land. Walt Disney does not pay membership taxes. Walt Disney does not pay any kind of taxes whatsoever for that land and what they sell on that land. So prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. What is DeSantis trying to do? Make an edict over here on a public side as if he's got jurisdiction over a patent? Go pound sand, DeSantis. You unfaithful, unloyal mooch. He was unfaithful to Trump. That's why I say that. Bottom line, guys, what we're talking about was proved on a global scale by Walt Disney World. What I'm saying to people around the world is now being proved. I had no idea about that until I went to go visit a major doctor on the Florida coast there. And I got to hear all this going on a taxi cab through Walt Disney. I'm like, shut the front door. Do a little bit of research, do a little bit more. You're going to find out what I find out. And you're going to realize there is no jurisdiction over Walt Disney World by the state of Florida. What does that say about what I'm saying? It validates, verifies, next levels everything that we're talking about. We have big companies on the private side doing business in the millions of dollars, and they don't report to the IRS. Why? They don't have to. There is no jurisdiction. It's not just implied, guys. It's a choice. You're using one of their entities, you better pay. You're using your all caps name and you're doing a W-4, you better pay. That belongs to them. It doesn't belong to you. You're using something that belongs to God that you're the fiduciary for. You put the property in that name. You're able to pull the property out of the county recorder, or you get the exemption because it's a church. Come on. Come on. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. You can't. I've been doing this too long. And Walt Disney World is just the icing on the cake of the largest entity in the world proving me right. Period.